Good morning. How y'all doing? I know some of y'all are probably upset about this weather, but I prayed for it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so excited for another episode of Pretty Good Coffee. We are still in January. We are still in January, and listen, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for all that has already transpired and what is coming. Listen, we're gonna get into this. Get your coffee, get your word, and let's get started. Hey y'all, hey, it's Petra. I don't know if I introduced myself before, but I'm your faith bestie, and I have been called to help you navigate life well. That means with Jesus. That's what it means. I say it differently every time, but it always amounts to you're gonna be with Jesus or you're gonna be with Jesus. Okay, that's what it is. You know that little meme, you gonna be with me or you gonna be with me? It's you gonna be with Jesus or you gonna be with Jesus. That's what we do over here. And we talk about life, we talk about real issues, but we always center everything around him and the word, because they're one. Jesus and the word are one, and so you can't do one without the other. You can't serve him without knowing the word and living by the word, because again, it's him. So that's what we do over here, and we do it with some good coffee. And I have a new one to try with you. I have not had a new one to try with you guys in a while. And I am in a low spend month, so that's also a thing. But your girl had a, oh my gosh, what is it called? A reward. So I got it for free. Girl math. So I still get my coffee. So I went to Scooters. You know, it's one of my favorite places here in town. And there's actually another one that I think I've tried with you all before, and it's a smaller place, and my friend Danielle, she put me on to that. I've got to remember the name. When I remember the name, I'll make sure that we put it right here for you. And also just realize that you slipped. I'm sorry, this road is trash. You know how you drive over the roads and just potholes everywhere? It's like that. So I apologize. So if you lean a little bit, just think of it as leaning on God. Because really y'all are, because y'all really aren't strapped in with anything. So you really are leaning on Jesus at this point. But they have a blackberry white chocolate that I get from this particular spot in town. So Scooters has a blackberry velvet macchiato, and I was like, So it's oat milk, it has a blackberry foam, it's a blackberry syrup, and their espresso. And so I've never tried it. I've had their blackberry Rebel Infusion, which is also delicious, but I am really excited to try this. Really, 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 really excited to try this. And come on, God, with these lines. Yes, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good. That's really good. That's really, really good. Really good. Now, I don't drink cow's milk, so I got oat milk. But the original recipe does come with 2% milk, so just know that if you order it. So if you don't drink cow's milk either, make sure that you check the settings and turn it. The sun is sunning. God is yet good. God is yet faithful. Y'all, I am in such a good mood today because we had all the things Bible study on Saturday. Y'all, and God rested in that place. There was such a heavy glory resting in that room. And when I tell you, he sat with us and we were locked in, y'all. This is my favorite. This is our second year doing this, and it is officially my favorite way to start the year. My favorite way to start the year. If you missed it, please make plans to be with us in January next year. We'll let you know the date, but just make plans. Like honestly, there is no better way to start the year than in the presence of God. I promise you, no better way. And the Lord took us through the word and took us through the truth of this coming out of the year of sacrifice and into the year of submission, and how everything that we've had to lose, it was really ourselves, so we could present ourselves as a living sacrifice, stripped down completely, so that we could really come under submission and full obedience. Y'all, Soul Film and Soul Photography, is that what it's called? Bree, listen, I'm talking to you. Their company, they filmed, so we will actually release the recording of that very, very soon, because I definitely want to share it with you, because I really believe that it is a word for the body. I really do. But I want to share with you the closing scripture that the Lord sent me to. The closing scripture. Because he said, I want every time that people are reading their word, or, you know, sitting with me, just sitting with me even, in consecration, to end their time with me with this particular scripture. Okay? So I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. Okay. So it's Hebrews 2. Verse 1, Hebrews 2:1, and this is the CSB version. For this reason, we must pay attention all the more to what we have heard, so that we will not drift away. I'm also going to read, I think with the girls, I did the NIV. And so I want to read that for you all as well. Okay, we must pay the most careful attention, therefore, to what we have heard, so that we do not drift away. Basically, it's saying, don't forget what the Lord has told you. Don't forget. Pay attention. Open your ears. Close your mouth. Open your heart. Close your mouth. Don't forget what the Lord has said. Don't forget what the Lord has revealed. Don't forget what the Lord has told you to do. Don't forget. You got to pay. Okay, I had to clear off my card a little bit. Didn't realize I had so much stuff on there. But listen, he said, don't forget what we talked about. Don't forget what I sat with you about. Don't forget how I showed you myself in this place. And it just says we must pay the most careful attention to what we have heard, so that we do not drift away. Because we will. If we forget, if we go off of our own strength, we'll forget. If we're just randomly sitting down, if we're not taking the notes, like that, one of the things that I absolutely loved about every woman that was at Bible study, when I tell you they were taking notes, they said, oh no, we're not gonna miss this. We're not going to miss what God is showing us. We're not going to miss how he's walking us through the word. We're not going to miss how he is calling us out. When I tell you they were locked in, every single woman in there, I was like, they came for you, God. They came for you. And that is so important, especially those of us who the Lord has called to teach. It is incredibly important that we have people who are engaged in the learning. People who want to be students of the word, not students of us, students of the word. That they understand the investment, they understand the required commitment. Like when I tell you, it was like, okay, they lock in and they tap in and they tracking with me. And because I had to go at a certain speed, I was Ashley had called me. Ashley said, how do you feel? Because she knows me. And I was like, honestly, I feel really good. It was crazy now. It was a crazy shift, a crazy move. I said, but you all being in position helped me to stay focused on my position and helped me to really share fully what the Lord required and what he wanted to do. And so that was big. That was really big. I said, but what I love the most is that those women were hungry for Jesus. They wanted to get it. And I always allow questions, and even afterwards, like if you pull me to the side, like happy to help, happy to sit with you and walk through, you know, your moment in your season. But it was just a blessing. It was a huge blessing. But I want to encourage you to do the same thing that I encouraged them, because the Lord told me to tell them. So I'm going to tell all my girls, read Hebrews 2:1. Read Hebrews 2:1 after every session that you have with the Lord. Every session. It's the way to seal it. It's the way to seal it. That's just what he told me. And he said, make sure that they know. Pay attention. Do the work to keep yourself anchored so that you don't drift away, because you will. And the word drift is so intentional, because it's not a fast moving away. It's not an intentional thing. It's a slow ebbing and flow. You don't even realize it's happening. You don't even realize that is happening. Be mindful. Be mindful that you don't let yourself drift away from the Lord. That you don't let yourself drift away from his word. that you don't let yourself drift away from what he's telling you. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. I want you to hold Hebrews 2:1 in your heart. And I want you to get some pretty good coffee. And I would encourage you to try, if you have a Scooter's New Year near you, try their Blackberry Velvet. It is a limited edition flavor, so it's not going to last for forever. Probably not long. So make sure that you try it. Also drink some water because, come on, we on that too. But get in your word, y'all. Get in your word. I am telling you, this is the year of submission. This is the year of submission where we gain our covering. We are going to gain our covering. And I'm going to tell you, that means you got to keep working for it. It's not something that you just get and just run on about. No, you're going to have to be intentional about this thing. You have to be intentional about this thing. So I look forward to seeing y'all later. I look forward to seeing y'all at the Hey Pretty experience. It's going to be incredible. We're going to be in West Palm Beach. I'm so excited. We do have a few tickets left. We're closing on January 17th. I'm looking. What's today, y'all? Okay, it's the 13th. So this Friday, we are closing tickets. And if you can, make every effort to meet us in West Palm Beach for the Hey Pretty experience. The Lord told me, he said, we're not going to call it a conference anymore. Everything that you're doing with me is an experience. Everything that you're doing. And I said, okay, whatever you want to do. So all of the flyers that you'll see for this week, our last week of posting, you will see it says the experience, because we are having a supernatural encounter with God every time that we come together. It is a supernatural encounter. So I'm excited about this. I cannot wait for you all to be there. I have some amazing, amazing, amazing things planned. I'm gonna do this too. I'm gonna do this, and T will get me later, but I'm gonna do this too. If you have been wanting to get into VIP, there's been so many that have been sending us emails about it. If you've been wanting to get into VIP, we have an add-on for you. I will make room for you. So yeah, we'll have an add-on. We will have an add-on. And so if you've already registered, you can do the add-on. If you have not registered yet, okay. Like, don't do too much, y'all. Don't do too much. But I am excited because we have such a powerful conversation that's coming. My very good friends, Pastor Tamisha and Lindria, are joining me for that session. Pastor Tamisha was also at Bible study, and the ladies got to engage with her and to hear from her as well. And let me tell you, she brought it. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see y'all. I gotta go. I have so much to do today. Also, will y'all be praying with me? Will y'all be praying with me? The Lord has really opened some amazing, amazing doors, and I want to do everything well and in excellence. And I want to do things in a way that honors others as well, because just because I do things a certain way doesn't mean that everyone understands it. And so I am really sitting with the Lord on how to lead well. I'm really sitting with the Lord on how to lead well. So I would ask for your prayers on that. And prayers, saying prayers, if you have not gotten Pretty Good Prayers, the prayer coloring book, please, I would love for you to consider it. It is the most incredible project that the Lord has ever called me to do, and it will absolutely change your life. There are 65 intentional prayers that the Lord downloaded to me, as well as coloring pages that he downloaded to one of my best friends, and we put it together, and I promise you it will both clear your mind as well as equip you. Okay, so go to heyprettylife.com to register for conference, to order your Pretty Good Prayers coloring book, and just pray. Just pray, because we have a lot to do this year, a lot to do, and we will not fail the test. All right, I love y'all. Bye.